Hello there, guys. Welcome back to Younes Talks Football. I hope all of you are doing well as we dive into, once again, quick turnarounds here. Another match preview. Chelsea versus Leeds. Sorry, my apologies. Leeds versus Chelsea. Yes, we're going to Elland Road. It's the first of a few away games. Now, before we get into this, and I want to start off on the point that we are playing away, I want to tell you guys, the offer that was on the weekend for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, on the Chelsea Megastore, link in the description. Well, I would come on here and say you've missed out. But you haven't. Just about, right? There are still offers going on, but now you've got a new code to use, right? And it's Cyber Week. Cyber Week will get you up to 25%. It's not 50, but you missed the boat. Well, you can still get 25. So go into the description, hit that link down below. The second link there gets you to the Megastore. Go and use the code Cyber Week, right? CYBERWEEK, Cyber Week, and you can get yourself a discount there, right? Go and look at the selection that is on store and enjoy. Now, Chelsea are starting their away schedule. Yeah, we've just had, I don't know how many games at home. Well, now it's see you later, Stamford Bridge. We'll catch you in a couple of weeks because let me show you what Chelsea have in store now. Now, this is where we have to start getting ready. Off the back of playing some high-intensity football against Barcelona and against Arsenal at the Bridge, we now have to keep momentum. And we got to do it away from home. And all in the space of a few days, each game comes around. Let me show you how difficult this is going to be. So, here it is. The calendar right now, off the back of playing Arsenal, right? Now, bearing in mind, Burnley, Barcelona and Arsenal were all in the space of just over a week. Now, a few days later, we've got Leeds. Straight after Leeds, literally 3 days later, we've got Bournemouth away. Then, 3 days later, we're at Atalanta away in the Champions League. Then, 4 days later, or 3 days later, Saturday, we are at home to Everton. And then, 3 days later, we're away at Cardiff in the quarterfinal of the League Cup. And then, 3 days later, we're away at St. James's Park against Newcastle. And then we have a week to play at Aston Villa. So, for the next 19, 20 days, we've got, how many games was that? Let me count. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 matches of football in the next 20 days. 18 days. 18 days. That is literally a game every 3 days. So this is where being injury-free, having players available on rotation, and keeping the level up despite the rotation is so important. Which is what I feel like Chelsea have started to do, unlike other teams. Remember this, and you can clip this if you want. This is the time, December, heading into Christmas. This is the time where many teams are going to get injuries. Many. I want to go as far as saying, I think we'll be okay. I don't think we're going to end up with loads of injuries. I think the injuries that we've seen are the injuries we're going to get. You know, Lavia's still out. Fofana's back. He's got to be managed. Reece James, he's been injury-free for over a year. We've got Cole Palmer, who's just come back. Delap has come back. Asugo is on the brink of coming back. Santos is available. Enzo's okay. We're good. João Pedro has managed to get rid of whatever issue he had. Caicedo, who did admit that he was playing with pain, well, he's suspended for 3 games now, so we've not got to worry about him. He'll recover. Do you know what I mean? I think we're going to have the advantage in this run. So let's wait and see. Don't forget that I said this. Arsenal, as well as other teams, I think are going to start getting... Arsenal have had some injuries, don't get it twisted, but they've had a few just short-term injuries. You know, players out for maybe 1-2 weeks tops. In terms of players being out for multiple weeks, I think that's going to start hitting people. That's going to start hitting teams. So let's wait and see, because the schedule is the schedule. When you start running like this, oh boy. But we seem to now have enough depth and enough players that have come back for us to be able to manage. So going to Leeds now, Elland Road, there are players that will not play this game. But you know what? I can actually come on here this time, unlike last season, and tell you guys it's fine, don't worry. Here's an example. Caicedo is not playing tomorrow. And he's not playing tomorrow because he got suspended. That's actually cool. That's fine. Considering we're playing Leeds and then we're playing Bournemouth, right? That's fine. I don't think there's a problem there. Why? Because Santos is here, who can play. And in the moment that we needed him to show up, boom, look at him. All of a sudden, balling. And not even in the way that we thought. We thought he would step in for Enzo. Now he's stepping in even for Caicedo. And he's putting in a shift. And we're like, yo, how the hell has he done that then? Because we thought Isugo was the guy to replace Caicedo in case anything happened. Now we got Santos literally replicating Caicedo. Yo, we're okay. I'll go as far as saying, even if we have to, we got Reece James who can play midfield now. Proper. I mean, look at the shift he put in against Arsenal. That was ridiculous. Now, for that very reason, I don't think he's going to play tomorrow. And this is the moment now. Unlike earlier on in the season where I might have understood it, now everyone needs to get on board with the rotation that's going to happen. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes. And this is the reality. You have to. Because if not, players will break. Reece James is a perfect example. Maresca's already made it public. Reece James cannot play another 90 minutes. Forget it. He has to be managed. These players have to be managed. Now, tell me, do you want Reece James out for one game or do you want him out for another 10? Pick one. I don't mind him missing out against Leeds because we do have the cover, but it's something that's going to have to happen. Now, other teams don't have that option in depth in terms of quality. You know, Reece James doesn't play. Cool. Okay. Gusto's actually been playing really, really well. He can fill in at right back. We've got Santos who can play in midfield. Not a problem. All of a sudden, we might actually be covered. We're cool. Against opposition that we should be getting the job done against. Now, this is where I think Chelsea have an advantage. And this is where, look, we're playing a game every 3 days for the next 18 days, right? If you think that there are players that are going to be able to manage that at the highest level consistently without breaking, especially with the fact that we didn't have a preseason, you can forget it. Forget it. There has to be, now, for this month, it's an absolute must. So people need to make their peace with it, whether they like it or they don't. It's not just even whether you like it or you don't. It's necessary. And it's an advantage that some other teams do not have because they do not have the quality in depth. Arsenal are the only ones with the quality in depth, I feel. The rest, you could argue Liverpool on paper should, but they're in the mud. Man City technically do, but their first 11 is looking shaky as well at the moment. So we don't even know what's really going on there, although they did get a result against Leeds. But if we're talking about Leeds as well, let's have a little mention about Leeds, because I've been fortunate enough to watch a little bit of Leeds this season, quite a bit, because out here we've got a couple of mates of me and George, we've got a couple of mates of ours who are Leeds fans, and we've gone and we've watched some football with them, and we've seen Leeds play, and we've really paid attention. Leeds are, by the way, for the Chelsea fans going off to Elland Road, enjoy the day out, right? This is going to be, Leeds-Chelsea as a proper historical rivalry there. I know we don't like each other. Now, personally, I like Leeds. I lived in Leeds for nearly half a year. I loved it there, I've got to be honest. The people there are fantastic. I've got nothing against that place whatsoever, right? But I've got friends from there who still live there now. I'm still in touch with them. But on a footballing level, Leeds-Chelsea, yeah, it goes old school, old school, 60s, 70s, right? So the Chelsea fans going up there, there's going to be back and forth. Enjoy it, yeah? Enjoy the banter. With this side, this Leeds team, they look like a team that should be able to punish you. But when I've seen them this season, I almost just know they're not going to. And I say that with respect. What do I mean? Leeds look like the team who've been promoted that are absolutely capable of winning enough games to be solidified mid-table. Or when they're playing a big side, that's a team that can actually beat a big side. On paper, especially, you look and you go, yeah, they should have a chance, right? And this is the thing with Leeds. They move the ball really well. This is why tomorrow I'm expecting Leeds to give us a very good game. They will move the ball well. Best believe. Right? They do combine really well. They have a very good structure in terms of on the ball. They have two problems though. There's no one in that front line that takes initiative to score. Calvert-Lewin especially is just in the mud. And I know he scored against City, but people would look at that and go, oh, he scored against City, he must be good then. I say, finally, you took your time. Because the amount of chances Calvert-Lewin has had this season, he's not buried, is baffling, right? It's like I've said, I've seen enough Leeds to know, wow. Like, there's been moments I've seen him going, how the hell have you not scored that? Like, what is this? And then all of a sudden, this is where the counter effect happens for Leeds United. Because of that, they try to hold on and hold on and hold on. Whether they got a lead or they've got a draw or whatever, their defense tries to hold on. They always, at the very last moment, in the last 5 minutes or so, they let go. And then they concede. They concede something they cannot come back from. And that's been their weakness. Defensively, they've always let things through eventually. It might look like they're solid at first, but eventually you get through. Tottenham was a good example of that. I remember Tottenham eventually making it way through. Kudus scored a very good goal that day at Elland Road. And that is Leeds this season. But up front, they're not helping themselves. So tomorrow I'm expecting the game where Leeds are going to take the game to us. I expect them to score, right? But they'll leak as well. And they'll miss chances. And Chelsea need to be there to pick up the pieces. Chelsea have to be clinical tomorrow. We need to literally be A to B, direct score, thank you very much. Done. And just kill them off, because if that happens, they'll be shot. Another example of that happening to Leeds was against West Ham, where they conceded in the last couple of minutes. They were on the brink, and all of a sudden West Ham got themselves back into the game when they shouldn't have done. So that's what I'm expecting tomorrow from Leeds Chelsea, and hopefully we get ourselves a result. Now, team news, Reece James, I don't think he'll play. Right? And if he does, maybe he comes on, or maybe he starts and he gets taken off. But he might not even play. To be honest, I don't think he'll play, because we do have players available that can step in. Caicedo is suspended. There's a question mark on Fofana. We genuinely don't know. Is he all right? Is he not? He looked great against Arsenal, so except for the goal. But apart from that, him and Chalobah, they look great. And that looks like a centre-back partnership that is finally working. At Chelsea, we've been screaming for a centre-back partnership to look good. Those two look good. They really, really have a good chemistry between them, and I want it to continue. So as long as Fofana is fit and he doesn't need to be managed, he should be able to play. Cole Palmer is fit, ready to start, ready to go, back to normal. So does he get back into the starting 11? I should think so. We haven't really got much word on Pedro Neto. You know, is he good? Is he ready? Is he fit? Because he's been doing a lot of running and he's been playing a lot of football. So we'll see. We'll get to the starting 11 and I'll tell you what I think anyway. Apart from that, everyone else is basically good to go. Caicedo suspended, as we already know. Enzo's fit and ready to go. He had a brilliant game against Arsenal as well, blinder. So without further ado, shall we jump into the starting 11? I think we should. So here's the starting 11. Sanchez in goal, who has been brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Rob, please keep it up. Yeah, keep it up. Keep this up. The way that you are going right now, beautiful. I have nothing else to say. Keep going. That's it. So, Sanchez in goal. Fofana Chalobah, of course, at centre-back. Cucurella, left-back, without question. He can take Saka out his pocket now. No, he didn't have Saka in his pocket, but he played well. Gusto, for me, at right-back. Reece James, I'm just telling you, I just don't think he'll play. I think he's going to be managed. Like Maresca's already said, he has to be managed. So I don't expect Reece James to play tomorrow. So Gusto to be at right back. In midfield, Enzo alongside Andre Santos. That's the two. There's no Reece James to play midfield either. Santos fills in alongside Enzo. We're good to go. Because of that, I go with Cole Palmer to play in the 10. Welcome back to Cole Palmer. He starts tomorrow for me, without question. He didn't play against Arsenal. He didn't have to. And it's a good thing he also didn't, because Maresca even said this, down to 10 men, it didn't suit Cole Palmer coming on. And on the watch long, that's exactly what I was saying. There's who's coming off for Cole Palmer. No one should be taken off at this point. Everyone that's on the pitch needs to stay on. So we can't bring anyone on, including Cole. It's as simple as that. Cole Palmer for this game, though, I feel is absolutely needed. Needed. Because I just made the point. And this is also going to back up my point on Esteval starting this game as well. I would rather Esteval starts this game and doesn't start Bournemouth. Pedro Neto starts Bournemouth. And I'll tell you why. I just mentioned about Leeds, about how two things. Firstly, they will take the game to us to an extent, right? But I don't think they're going to be clinical enough. For that reason, there will be spaces to run into and there's spaces to penetrate into, right? But not just that. Defensively, they will leak. They will leak. And if we have attackers on the pitch that are there to go out and attack, we'll score. And Esteval with Cole Palmer there, I feel, is instrumental to that happening. Loads of speed, blitz, skill, technique. We should be able to score. So Esteval on the right-hand side. Bournemouth is a different story. Bournemouth have a different tactical setup. Areola plays them in a way that's a little bit more rigid, that's a little bit more hard to get through, and you need a little bit more physicality against Bournemouth. So for that reason, I would rather Pedro Neto rests for this game, or he can come on later for this one to maybe close it down, and then he starts against Bournemouth. That's my personal analysis. Let me know what you think down below. On the left, Garnacho. He has cemented himself so far as a left winger to turn to. So respect to him. Overall, respect to him. And yeah, I feel like he is needed as well for some speed and for some technique as well tomorrow. So Garnacho on the left. And up top, look, I'm going to go with João Pedro to start, right? Because even against Arsenal, I felt like he was doing everything right except for the finish. And I've had enough of saying this about Chelsea strikers, honestly. We say it's about every single striker now. It's like everything's great except your finishing. But this is something I don't expect from João Pedro. João Pedro, I would normally expect the reverse. I expect him to struggle to move, but when he's got the ball, I can trust him. Against Arsenal, he was fumbling, taking an extra touch, making a run that he shouldn't have, just fumbling a shot. I'm like, brother, what are you doing? You're better than this. You're better than this. On the ball, having to finish, you're better than this. So I'm willing to give him another shot. I'll give him another shot, especially with Cole Palmer behind, Esteval on his right, Garnacho on his left. I feel like that can help João Pedro really, really get involved properly and not allow him to be intimidated or sucked in by the defenders, which is what I feel like was the case against Arsenal to an extent. But anyway, João Pedro needs to do better. I hear the shout on Margue as well. Now, Margu's not going to start. But later on, if we need to bring on someone a bit more dynamic, yeah, we can bring on Margue against Leeds. I wouldn't be against that. I wouldn't be against that at all. So, let me know what you think down below. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is my starting 11. Now, predictions. Let's move to predictions. I said this on Shootout. If you haven't seen the Shootout Premier League predictions, you can go and have a look. I'll leave it right there for you. So go and have a butcher's if you haven't seen so already. You'll hear me and George talk about all the games and what we expect from them. And just to let you guys know, because this is the YTF family, and George is probably watching this, he's going to laugh. But we caught him up. Yeah, it's 5-5 now. Yeah, I was down. What was it? 5-2? 5-3? It's 5-5 now. And we're going to overtake. Yeah, because this is what we do on here. Yeah, YTF Army assemble. Anyway, we'll see what happens this week, this midweek. But go over to Shootout, have a look at the Premier League predictions, and we've got the watch along for Leeds Chelsea tomorrow on Shootout, where me and George will be watching, and then the Premier League roundup the following day. Yeah, following day. So make sure you're there. Now, prediction. I'm going to stick with what I said on Shootout. I'm going to stick with Leeds 1, Chelsea 3. So, a nice away win for the Blues at Elland Road gives us 3 points. And then please Brentford. Please Brentford and Fulham. Brentford and Fulham, we will be watching. Please do something. Fulham and Man City play tonight, actually. Up the Fulham, yeah? Do us a favour, please, so we can go above them. And then Brentford, our other neighbours, yeah? Do us a favour. Hey, it's a West London Massive this midweek, isn't it? It's the big West London Massive. It's not the West Staines Massive, as Ali G used to say, West Side. It's the West London Massive. It's the Chelsea, Fulham, Brentford Alliance. Fulham, Brentford, do us a favour, please, yeah? Stop Arsenal and City. That would be fantastic. And we can leapfrog City and catch Arsenal. All of a sudden, 6 points becomes 3, which is what we wanted on the weekend anyway. But anyway, let's try. Up the Fulham, up the Brentford. Let's see what happens. Let me know your thoughts. Anyway, predictions down below as well. Let me know how you think it's going to finish. And I'll catch all of you on the watch long on Shootout tomorrow. And after that, here for the match review. So, have a good one, people. Look after yourselves. See you tomorrow. Take care and peace.